Good evening and welcome to Left, Right and Centre this Monday evening. I'm Ankita Mukherjee. A journalist who posted on Facebook about a UP minister's illegal activities burnt alive by policemen during a raid on his house. Another journalist who exposed dubious land deals tied to a motorcycle dragged several meters and then beaten. No arrests have been made in either case. The minister concerned hasn't even been questioned. Has UP turned into a jungle raj? Also on the show, students of India's premier film school FTII go on strike protesting against the appointment of Gajendra Chauhan, whose only claim to fame was that he acted as Yudhishthir in B.R. Chopra's Mahabharat. At least 4 other newly appointed members also have RSS affiliations. Why was FTII's own alumni overlooked? Is this another attempt to saffronize a leading institution? But first, the big story tonight. A journalist in Uttar Pradesh's Pilibhit district brutally assaulted, tied to a motorcycle, dragged for about 100 meters, allegedly for a report on dubious land deals. This comes after another journalist, Jagendra Singh, was burnt alive, allegedly at the behest of UP's backward classes welfare minister, Murthy Verma. Today, another UP minister said such things were a matter of nature and destiny. Another said Verma would not be removed till the case was proved. The shocking statistic, UP accounts for 72% of all attacks against journalists in the country in the last year, and not a single arrest has been made.
No arrests in spite of his dying declaration. Days before he died, journalist Jagendra Singh alleging Uttar Pradesh Minister Murthy Singh Verma was the mastermind behind the brutal attack on him. An attack in which he was set on fire during a raid, allegedly by 5 policemen who are now suspended. But desperate for justice, his family protesting for the second day at their village in Shahjahanpur, demanding the minister's arrest and a CBI probe.
पूरा प्रशासन है, पूरी जो सत्ता है, जो अगले ज़्यादा खुद मंत्री जी खुद उनको बचाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, जितने भी मंत्री हैं सब उनको बचाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, कह रहे हैं कि वो निर्दोष हैं, उन्होंने ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं किया। तो मैं उनसे पूछता हूँ कि जो अगर वो निर्दोष हैं तो मीडिया से मुखातिब क्यों नहीं हो रहे हैं, सामने क्यों नहीं आ रहे हैं, छुपे छुपे क्यों घूम रहे हैं, अंडरग्राउंड क्यों हैं?
कहीं न कहीं कुछ बातें चलती हैं, वो आप लोग भी समझ रहे हैं, क्यों झूठी रिपोर्ट लिखाई जाती है, लेकिन बिना जांच के कोई भी हमारा मंत्री नहीं हटाया जाएगा।
What's more shocking, the state police have still not questioned the Samajwadi Party minister.
Can you confirm or deny, has the minister been on the run? Are you going to question him?
Yes, definitely. जरूरत पड़ेगी हम लोग क्वेश्चन करेंगे।
जरूरत पड़ेगी, अभी तक जरूरत नहीं पड़ी अभी।
जरूरत पड़ेगी, विवेचना में जैसे ही आगे हमारी कार्य योजना में होगा, हम सभी आरोपियों को भी जो है उसमें उसके बयान लेंगे।
Amid the outrage, the callousness of the state, a minister calling the murder an act of nature and destiny.
घटनाएं कुछ ऐसी होती हैं जो निश्चित होती हैं, प्रकृति का नियम है, विधि का विधान है।
आप कह रहे हैं अगर नहीं मिला न्याय तो आप
आत्महत्या कर लेंगे, बिल्कुल कर लेंगे, क्योंकि हमारा इकलौता बेटा था, वही होना था। हाँ, बस।
Meanwhile, once again in Uttar Pradesh, journalist Haider Khan was tied to a motorcycle in Pilibhit and dragged for about 100 meters, allegedly because he exposed dubious land deals.
हम लोग जब पहुंचे तो वहाँ पर आनंद और उनका एक लड़का 3-4 लोग और थे, इन लोगों ने घेर लिया। घेरने के बाद इन लोगों ने मारना पीटना शुरू कर दिया, पहले रिवॉल्वर निकला, ये मारा।
15 days and counting, the family of Jagendra says the time for remorse is over. Anger and desperation has taken its place. On one hand, they say, based on an FIR, he was raided and allegedly burnt alive. On the other, based on a case of murder, the ministers and the police involved have not even been questioned or arrested. For now, the big question remains, can the Akhilesh Yadav government and police be trusted for a free and fair probe over the matter which involves their own? In Shahjahanpur, with camera person Mursalin and Manoj, I'm Sonal Mehrotra, NDTV.
Well, just a quick reminder that we are also counting down to an important press conference to be held by Lalit Modi's lawyer. Lalit Modi has in fact been tweeting extensively about that press conference. He's called it, he said, media globally will not want to miss this press conference. It will be a full expose with facts, documentation and hard data and no hearsay. And he's also gone on to say that his lawyer will be presenting facts. Remember this on a day when there's been a snowballing controversy over Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj helping Lalit Modi gain emergency travel papers in Britain. A day that's seen the opposition targeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Today, the Congress and the left saying that External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj must resign for helping Lalit Modi secure those British travel documents. Last year in July, when his passport was still being held by Indian authorities, they've also been questioning the Prime Minister's silence. We will be going across to that press conference once it begins, but for the moment, let's turn our big focus to our big focus tonight. We're asking, is there Jungle Raj in Uttar Pradesh now after 2 instances of journalists being attacked, one burnt alive? We're being joined by Pramod Tiwari, Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress, Siddharth Nath Singh, spokesperson of the BJP, joining us at this point, Shahid Siddiqui, editor of Nai Dunya, also with us tonight. We're hoping to be joined by Rajiv Rai, National Secretary of the Samajwadi Party, in just a moment. Neelam Krishnamurthy, President, Association of Victims of Bhopal Tragedy, and someone who knows just how difficult it is to wait for justice, also with us tonight. But let me begin first with the political guests on the show. We have both the Congress and the BJP. Let me come to you first, Siddharth Nath Singh. I'm sorry we don't have the SP spokesperson on the show yet, but of course we will take all the points that you make to him when he joins us. The district administration has apparently finally met journalist Jagendra Singh's family, but this almost a week after his death. The minister concerned, who Jagendra Singh has named in his dying declaration, hasn't even been questioned so far, let alone arrested. Your responses?
Well, it's a cover-up. And the state government is not interested to pursue it, and they want to give a scapegoat to the minister. It's obvious. There's nothing much one needs to be debating about it. But there is also a wider angle to it, which we are seeing in the Uttar Pradesh, and that is that the pen pushers, that means the journalists, are being targeted systematically by the Samajwadi Party goons. And the administration, or you may say the police, is also conniving with them, so that it makes that the state government is trying to target the pen pushers, and therefore we are seeing not one but there are a number of incidents which we have seen, and it spreads from Shahjahanpur, it's Shamli, Basti, Kanpur, many other areas we are seeing it. So, and what is the reason? They are not big time journalists, they are small time, and they are exposing the land grabbing, the mafia attitude, the Gunda Raj, and all that is converting is the Gunda Raj, which was the last regime of Samajwadi Party, has turned into a Jungle Raj. Perhaps Lalu Prasad Yadav's relationship with Mulayam Singh has brought the Jungle Raj of Bihar. Lalu's been known for Jungle Raj, has rubbed into the Samajwadi Party Jungle Raj now.
Shahid Siddiqui, come in at this point. It's a shocking statistic that's been put out by the National Crime Records Bureau, something that's also been tabled in Parliament, that Uttar Pradesh actually accounts for 72% of all attacks in India against journalists. And in the year 2014, not a single arrest was made in any of these cases. What, in your opinion, really is, is it even a level playing field for journalists in this state?
We thought that we are in the 21st century, but it seems that we are still in the medieval period, medieval age in Uttar Pradesh. And in this age of information revolution, even a person like Siddharth talks of journalists as pen pushers. Let me tell him that the age of pen pushers is over. It's the age of computers. It's the age of social media, and people are coming out and exposing politicians, exposing goons on social media, on the internet. Point one. The second is that in this government, or even previous government, but especially this government, has total contempt for the media. They have contempt for any intelligentsia. They have contempt for anybody who stands up for probity or for transparency or for rule of law. and therefore all the goons have free hand to attack anybody who questions their wrongdoings, and the police works as a total instrument of these goons. Police does not work as a protector of law and order and justice, and it is extremely terrible situation in Uttar Pradesh. This case has come up because the Gajendra has died, but I know of dozens and dozens of cases in every district of Uttar Pradesh where journalists are being pressured by the goons of Samajwadi Party, leaders of Samajwadi Party, and even their top leaders talk like that, and they think that Kudrat ki marzi thi isliye mar gaya. I mean, this is horrible and terrible, unbelievable.
Okay, let me take that, in fact, right across to Rajiv Rai, National Secretary of the Samajwadi Party, joining us now. Unfortunately, we don't have his visual link right now, but he can hear me, and I'm sure he can hear the rest of the panelists also. Rajiv Rai, the point that's being made over here is not only have there been no arrests or no suspension for the minister in question, and we have a dying declaration from a victim recorded before he succumbed to 60% burn injuries, naming a minister, and yet we have no action from the UP government. How do you explain this? How do you justify this?
See, action has been taken. Those 5 cops have been suspended, and I'm told by Superintendent of Police that Director Forensic has inspected the site, and we are awaiting his report. Once the report is in hand, let the investigation go through. It will not take months and years together. It will be concluded in very short time. And I assure you again, action will be taken, justice will be done. There is no reason why we should allow any criminal to go scot-free.
But Mr. Rai, we don't want assurances at this point. Neither does Jagendra Singh's family. They are wanting some kind of action to be taken. They have lost a family member. We have members of the Uttar Pradesh government, ministers, coming out and making statements saying this is nature and destiny.
Here, Ankita, I would humbly remind and request you to recollect 2 incidents in the past. One is Badaयूं and another is Nithari, where the family members, our media, our police, everybody was blaming UP government and cops, and everybody was demanding for the CBI inquiry. What was the result? So let us not lose our patience. I mean, there is no reason we allow anybody to tarnish the image of party and government. Let the investigation get through, and whoever may be, all the witnesses will be examined. I have been assured by the DGP again today. I spoke to him. All the witnesses will be examined. Once we get the forensic report, we may get some more leads, and accordingly action will be taken.
But in the case of Badaयूं, sir, the victims were unfortunately dead. They couldn't give a statement. How can you compare the 2 cases? Here you have a recorded statement on camera.
Ankita, same way, all your panelists and media was crying for the Badaयूं case. That was my only submission. I am not comparing 2 incidents to alike. Same way, wherever we out of this thing, when you lose your patience, we conclude I mean, what will the final outcome, and start accepting that action would be taken on the same line. What I am requesting you, just allow us to have some more time, maybe another week time.
And Mr. Rajiv Rai, you do not believe that the fact that Ramurthy Verma continues as a minister is going to cause any pressure, is going to exert any pressure on the probe into the case?
No pressure will be allowed to be exerted over the police officers. Chief Minister has given clear instruction, go the professional way. No point, and there is no scope of buckling under any kind of pressure. The truth has to come out, justice has to be done, justice will be done.
I'd like Pramod Tiwari to come in at this point. We're hearing the Samajwadi Party spokesperson say that there is no pressure in the case. That's completely contrary to what we've heard the family of Jagendra say. We believe members of the Congress Party actually visited them today, supported their demand for a CBI probe. What more would you like to add to this, sir?
First, I want to react on the statement of Mr. Siddharthji. He said a lot of attacks have taken place on the journalist. I was leader at the time of BJP government also. There were so many cases during the BJP regime also. Unfortunately, this has also taken now when the Samajwadi Party is ruling there. My full sympathies are with the victim's family, but I want to examine this case technically and legally. There is the name of the minister in the FIR, one thing. Secondly, the deceased now, he has said in the dying declaration in very clear terms, and you know, according to the legal jurisprudence and the well-established rulings of the Supreme Court, this is believed that dying declaration is treated as one of the most pious evidence. If his name is there, this should be in the interest of the government that the concerned minister should be asked to submit resignation. If he doesn't, he should be dismissed for the impartial proof investigation. So this is the well-established principle of the legal jurisprudence, that justice is not only to be done, it is to be seen also that it has been done. So in this case, what I feel legally, morally, both, that the minister must resign and pave the way for independent investigation. If he continues as the minister,
yes,
the victim's family fear is justified. I ask for the fair investigation. If government is finding any difficulty, I have faith in the Chief Minister, Mr. Akhilesh. He should hand over this case to the
that's a very
CBI.
reasoned
Let
statement
the
from the
impartial
Congress.
inquiry should be.
Yes. Neelam Krishnamurthy,
Yes.
I want you to come in at this point as someone who's been on the other side of the divide, really. You know, it's all very well for politicians to make their glib arguments about justice being done, about fair and independent probes to be carried out. But when it comes to actually seeking justice from our system, yours was a case which actually went to court, an extended trial, and even after a conviction, it's still, you know, you're still finding it difficult to actually get any action against the people who were convicted. When you see the plight of a family like Jagendra's, who haven't even been, who've seen his son, for instance, who's seen his father die, being burnt alive in front of his eyes, he hasn't even been able to, after registering an FIR, get the police to speak to the minister, let alone question or arrest him.
So actually, this is a classic case where the lawmakers and the custodians of the law and order have connived together to commit a crime. And the people are expecting them to investigate, have a very fair investigation, and then charge sheet the accused. And that also when the minister who has been named in the FIR continues his job as a minister. I think first and the foremost what is important is that for the UP government is they should ask him to resign. Investigation should be ordered by the CBI, because as far as UP government is going to, UP police is going to investigate, I am telling you it is never going to be a fair investigation. And after that, the trial must be moved out of the state, because if it's going to be in UP, the witnesses are going to be bought over, they'll be intimidated, they'll be, you know, threatened. So I'm telling you, they'll never be able to get justice. So first and the foremost, the most important thing for the son is to insist for an investigation.
Yes.
And once we have a fair investigation, a charge sheet is filed, the charge sheet, you know, the case must be transferred out of UP, because then it's going to be a long drawn process.
Shahid Siddiqui, is that something you would also accept, that it's absolutely impossible for a fair investigation to be carried out in Uttar Pradesh given the kind of track record that it has?
Yes, the track record speaks for itself, but now in this case, it is very clear that the Chief Minister, the leaders of Samajwadi Party, everybody is going out on a limb to protect, to save the minister, and they are giving all sorts of ridiculous arguments. So it is very clear that there is no question of justice in this case. They are intimidating the family, they are trying to win over the family, they are pressurizing everybody. So first thing is a judicial inquiry or a CBI inquiry immediately, and then minister should be immediately removed and he should be arrested, because if it's a dying declaration, then there is no question of his getting arrested, and especially a minister. If he was an ordinary man, maybe some doubt, we could have some doubt, but if it's a minister, then definitely he is going to pressurize the case. Already he is doing it, already he has destroyed a lot of evidence, and people are terrified. He is known as a goon, as a mafia of Shahjahanpur, and he is into every crime, every possible crime. Everybody in Shahjahanpur knows what kind of goon he is.
And it was those activities that were being described by the journalist on his Facebook page. And in fact, he even talked about how he was being threatened, how he feared for his life. Rajiv Rai, everyone here seems to be making the point that a fair trial cannot even be expected in Uttar Pradesh, certainly not if the minister continues to stay in power. What credibility will the Akhilesh Yadav government continue to have if they insist, that the minister will not step down, that until allegations are proved, there will be no action taken against the minister?
Let me remind all the panelists over there, with all the due respect to them, what they talk about the credibility, UP government credibility and track record. What track record they are talking about? Their track record were proven, and all were proven wrong. In Badaयूं, Meerut, Nithari, everywhere, wherever you demanded all these things. Did you
have been able to manipulate most of the cases.
So what track record you are talking about?
that proves our point.
Where our track record, Mr. Our track
Can
record,
I come in?
Yes, Siddharth Singh has a point to make. We have the Samajwadi Party bringing up Badaयूं time and time again, but did we have a dying declaration?
Ankita, I think
Ankita, not only Badaयूं.
That's exactly what I wanted to come in.
How many examples should I give?
Ankita,
yes, Siddharth Singh, go ahead. Rajiv Rai, you will get a chance to respond.
Unfortunately, the Samajwadi Party wants to harp on.
Yes,
unfortunately, the Samajwadi Party spokesperson since yesterday are harping and they're going back to Badaयूं. But let me just make it clear, if the delay that they do in handing over the investigation to the central agency is primarily to, wipe away the evidences of, or wipe away the prints of the culprits. And this is exactly what had happened. So it makes the investigation that much more difficult. And this is exactly what had happened to what the Samajwadi Party spokespersons are referring to in the cases of Nithari and Badaयूं. Now, the issue is, are you planning to do the same thing here also? And that is very, very evident that you are delaying the process. Ultimately, you know that if you do not order, there is a PIL in the Allahabad High Court which will decide towards that investigation should move out of the investigation should move out from the hands of the UP administration, and it should be given to independent, and maybe it's a court monitored also. So they are very well aware where the law will take them to, but in the meantime they want to remove all the evidences, remove all the footprint, so that their minister gets a clean chit.
Rajiv Rai, respond to that. You're being accused, your government is being accused of delaying tactics over here so that evidence can be destroyed. The family continues to insist they're being intimidated at every turn to take back their case, to withdraw the details that have been made public.
I mean, this kind of the vague remark, vague statement, I do not know, since I do not have visual, I couldn't make out who was the gentleman speaking. But this kind of vague remarks, you are not only questioning Uttar Pradesh government, Uttar Pradesh police, but also you are questioning CBI and judiciary, because that case was decided by judiciary. Since you do not have faith on any one of these UP police, CBI and even Supreme Court, I have no answer to that. This kind of people cannot be answered with the words and with the logic.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick response from...
They are prejudiced. They want the justice to be done at their statement.
Nobody is questioning, Mr. Rajiv Rai, nobody is questioning the judiciary. We are questioning your administration and your police.
No. How you are at liberty to question us. But the truth will come out. The way truth came out in all those incidents, I am not talking only about Badaयूं. There are several instances which I can give you, for example. Truth will come out irrespective.
Not under your investigation, sir.
But Rajiv Rai, I'm going to repeat this question to you one last time. Do you believe that the truth can come out as long as the minister is still in his post? Do you seriously believe that, sir?
Since this case is being monitored by the Chief Minister himself and he has clearly given the instruction, I have no reason to doubt why truth will not come out. Justice will be done, I assure you once again.
Well, we'll certainly be following that very, very closely indeed. Rajiv Rai of the Samajwadi Party, thank you for joining us. Siddharth Singh, Pramod Tiwari, Shahid Siddiqui, do stay on with us for a little while longer. Neelam Krishnamurthy, thank you again for being with us tonight. We're going to take a very quick break at this point, but still ahead, FTII protests against the new chief. A massive row over new appointments to the Film and Television Institute. Students go on strike. We'll have more in a moment.